Good morning, LinkedIn. Welcome to Let's Build Daily. I'm your host, Chris Carolan. Super excited today. Just stumbled across this new tool in one of the dev portals that I've recently created. Not currently our portal. Got lots of thoughts on that, but we're not here to talk about that specifically. um, Before I click this button, which I've only done once. Excuse me. Which I've only done once. Um, and I stopped immediately when I saw the next page because I'm excited to see the whole process and want to share it with you. But before I do that, just I feel the need 60 seconds of context here. Whether you haven't seen private content in HubSpot before, or you are a veteran and have done it way better than me, I want to show how I do it now in relationship to our delivered portal that we've been sharing with people. So the whole goal here is to set up a private experience on your website that requires, a login that's related to a contact record, in HubSpot, in your HubSpot portal. So for us right now, that is, for this portal. And how we do this now, how I manage, how we have to manage this right now is you're on a specific landing page or website page. You come into settings, we go to audience access, and then you have this access control, public password required, registration required, and then you have to select a list. To kind of manage, like, this list has access to this page, right? So that's one step where you're managing it from the CMS page side of things, right? And then for us to give somebody new access, we have their contact record and we have a static list. We need to add them to the static list, and we got to come to their contact page here and find list memberships and then manage and then add them to the list with a note here. Registration related emails will now send, and letting you know that if you choose to add them to a list here, and it's a private list, that's going to trigger, their email, to join and set up their account and stuff like that. So it's and there's a 2-minute delay. It's just a very disconnected process. The other place this comes into play is this is a newer feature for the blogs where you can set up access control. If you come to settings and go to blog, you can set up a similar level of access control related to, the whole blog, right? So public, managing public versus private. So that's my experience right now. There's probably lots of better ways. There's definitely workflows you can use to add, people to lists instead of the manual way that I do it. But since it's a customer thing, and often you want to review it, it's a manual process right now. So let's click this button. Okay, so right away, I know this is going to be a different experience, and it was not what I was expecting to see, but it makes sense. This is very similar. Like, it makes me think of the importing, process, and it's a process that they've developed for so many different tools, like a wizard, walkthrough process here. So access group name, delivered portal, users. All right, we'll just select an access group type. Choose a group type to determine how and when members receive access to your content. So static access groups are based on manually selected contacts. Contacts who are added into the group are given access. Dynamic access groups are based on CRM properties and filters. Contacts that match the filter criteria are automatically added into the group and given access. And so what comes to mind here is that this is a different experience to do the same thing. Uh, like this is a static list, and this is an active list, right? But since we're thinking about this in the context of memberships and groups of people, and again, the people aspect, like they're not just, contacts in a list. These are groups of people. And maybe if we can think about them in this way, right from the beginning, we can understand what kind of list, we need to make, right? Or like based on um, how we're going to approach it. Since I've been talking about manual, let's stick with static group. Give access to. So contacts who you select and manually add to this group are given access. All right. So I'm in a demo portal right now. So we'll go ahead and give Brian access. Seems like a cool guy. So review access group summary. Please review the summary of your access group and create the group to confirm. So we have a group name, we have a description, group type, and then we have selected contacts. And now we create the group. Okay. So now we have our group list. And if we click edit, all right. Similar experience, but I don't want to do that. So if I click into this group, I see group members, and now I can add members. And if I click add member, it brings me back to this page. I imagine this is the kind of thing where this is a beta, and uh, I would imagine in the future, like you'll just be able to come right to this or right to, drop down or right to like, some kind of thing where here's all your contacts, right? But even so, what I see right now is I don't have to go to the contact record um, now to add to the static list, which is what I've been doing. Maybe there's a better way, but that's what I've been doing. So I'm already happy that this, is happening. But also, this kind of signals like they're getting more serious about private content, how to manage this, how to make this easier. We are huge on the value of, CMS as a whole, like utilizing private content is a huge value add and is not as hard as people think, right? Because as soon as you turn this button on, like in HubSpot, and start using private content resources, right? All of these, uh, you know, these emails, like I didn't have to build any of these. I probably want to, in the future, like make it a better experience and look for ways to improve. Um, and but then we have these pages as well. So it's very easy, to get started. And um, I'd love to see your thoughts in the chat if you have any about, is this old news to you? Is this, exciting for you? Did you know this thing existed? Because this is exciting for me specifically because we are focused on, providing these better, contextual experiences, via customer uh, via the website using your CRM data, and not just, you know, in the way where you can show a different module, on the homepage, but like how much value can you really provide for your customers when you give them access to all the information, curated for them. So, super excited to see this happening. And just the fact that it's its own thing, HubSpot is doing this right now where it's consolidating. You know, I showed all the different places that you have to, touch to manage this effectively. And as they continue to do things like just give these things a home, like, that they're going to invest in it more, right? So, Commerce Hub is an example. I don't have it set up in this portal. Uh, so, let me look at something else. Just if we do marketing. So, let's do marketing dashboard as an example, right? Where they're just bringing things together in new ways, rethinking. And it's just beautiful to see that they're aware that, you know, as usable as HubSpot is, especially in comparison to other tools, there's always ways to improve the user experience. And I'm excited to, to dive into this and watch it expand. If you're the product manager of this tool, I would love to chat with you. Um, Otherwise, that's a short and sweet. Let's build today. So I, challenge everybody find the opportunity for private content and private experiences, uh, and let's go.